We're continuing our John study, verse by verse Bible study here. We're on John 11:45. We're going to be talking about how there's Jews that are coming to Jesus, but there's Jews that are also going away from Jesus. And the more you go away from Jesus, the worse things get. We're going to go through that. About Caiaphas, what he's going to try to show the Pharisees what they should do. When we get to that, he has a very interesting idea to take care of Jesus. All right, so Romans 11:45. Then many of the Jews which came to Mary and had seen the things which Jesus did believed on him. So this is after Lazarus was raised from the dead. So some of the Jews, they believed on Jesus. So some of them believed. Okay, some of them believed on Jesus. Some of these Jews, we're just going to call them Jews here. Jews. Some of the Jews believed on Jesus. 46. But some of them went their ways to the Pharisees and told them what things Jesus had done. So now some of them didn't believe. They went their way to the Pharisees and the chief priests, and they told them what Jesus did. What Jesus did. Told them what Jesus did because they need to, they're afraid. They're afraid of this guy Jesus. All right, 47. Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council. So there's a council, there's chief priests, Pharisees. They're all gathering together. And said, What do we? So they're wondering what they should do with Jesus. He's doing all these miracles. He's doing all these amazing things. And they're afraid. For this man doeth many miracles. Many miracles Jesus is doing. They want to know, what are we going to do with this guy? If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him. So they're afraid that if they just leave Jesus alone, everybody's just going to believe on him. But why are they afraid of that? What is so terrible about people believing in Jesus? What is so bad about that? Well, keep reading here. And the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation. So they're afraid that the Romans are going to take away their nation. The Romans take away. So they're afraid of their belongings being taken away. Take their place. Take their place. The Romans are trying to take their place. Take their place, take their nation. Is what they're saying is going to happen if people keep believing in Jesus. Now we go down to 49. And one of them, named Caiaphas, so Caiaphas, being a high priest. So this guy's a high priest. That same year said unto them, Ye know nothing at all. So he's saying that ye know nothing at all. He's kind of calling them dummies. Because he's saying that they don't know anything. Now 50. Nor consider that it is expedient for us that one man should die for the people. So he's saying that it is expedient for us. So for them, these people are us. When he's talking about expedient, profiting us. It'll profit us if what? If what? That one man should die for the people. So if one man dies for the people, and he's talking about Jesus right here, if one man died for the people, and that the whole nation perish not. So he's saying, okay, let's not have this nation perish. Let's not have this nation be taken by the Romans. And let's have Jesus die so that our nation will not perish. 51, and this spake he not of himself, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Jesus should die for that nation. So he did not speak of himself. He's prophesying that Jesus should die for that nation. 52, and not for that nation only, but that also he should gather together in one the children of God that were scattered abroad. So you go to Isaiah 49:6. Isaiah 49:6. Isaiah 49:6. All right, Isaiah 49:6. And he said, it is a light thing. And who is the light? Jesus Christ. Thing that thou shouldest be my servant, to raise up the tribes of Jacob, and to restore the preserved of Israel. I will also give thee for a light, the light is Jesus, to the Gentiles, right? That thou mayest be my salvation unto the end of the earth. So there you go. That verse is talking about not just only this nation of Israel, not just Israel. Israel is not the only. Israel is not it. Israel is the nation, but the Gentiles as well get saved as well. Gentiles as well. Not just Israel. Not just Israel, but also the Gentiles as well. All right, let's go. 53. Then from that day forth, they took counsel together to put him to death. So they're talking about putting Jesus to death. Or I guess I'll put 2 here. To death. They want to put Jesus here to death. Because they're like, this is going to profit our nation. We're going to prosper. The Romans aren't going to take it away. We need this guy to die because we don't want our things to be taken away from us. So they're thinking about themselves and not other people. We know that Israel is a very important nation, and God loves the nation of Israel and loves the Jews. They are beloved by God. But Israel, they love their nation too much. When I don't know about today, I don't know much about Israel today. I do know that they don't want to believe in Jesus. So that's not a good thing. But the salvation has come to the Gentiles, if you read Romans 11. So Israel, they love their nation so much, and they knew that if Jesus stayed alive, this will be taken over by another people. But really, would it have? I'm not sure if it would have. But Jesus has to die. Like, we read this and like, yeah, these awful people trying to kill Jesus, but like, Jesus has to die for us to be saved. If Jesus doesn't die, nobody will be saved. So this had to happen, or we will be lost forever. So, yes, we wish Jesus didn't have to die, but he had to for all of mankind. So now let's keep reading here, 54. Jesus therefore walked no more openly among the Jews. So, since this happened where they're having the council, Jesus didn't walk around the Jews anymore, but went thence unto a country near to the wilderness, and to a city called Ephraim. So he went to Ephraim. is where he went. And there continued with his disciples. 55, and the Jews' Passover was nigh at hand. So the Passover of the Jews was happening. And many went out of the country up to Jerusalem before the Passover to purify themselves. So they went up to Jerusalem before the Passover to purify themselves. Then sought they for Jesus, and spake among themselves, as they stood in the temple, What think ye? That he will not come to the feast? So they were asking, is he going to come to the feast or not? Because they don't see him there at all. And they're questioning if he's going to be there or not. Now both the chief priests and the Pharisees had given a commandment that if any man knew where he were, he should show it, that they might take him. So whoever sees Jesus, they need to take Jesus and show and bring him to the Pharisees, is what they're saying that they should do.